Like I said, I have two awesome setups using your jab that'll help you land major power strikes, and I have kind of the secret to bringing your body in after your jab in order to land major power strikes. Check out this video. Okay, so the trick to using your jab to set up additional power shots has to do with how fast you're able to bring your base in with your jab. So for example, I can't just spread myself wide and think that I'm gonna have a ton of power in my next shots. I'm also gonna be off balance. So I really need to bring this foot in as quickly as I bring this foot in. If you think that this is obvious, you are mistaken. The number one thing that I realized when I'm first starting to spar a student who I've been training for however long, and we're actually ready to start punching each other in the face, is that they typically can't get anywhere near me because their entries are slow, regardless of how much I work on them. They're not quick at bringing their entire body in. They don't bring their base in. So even if they can come close to me with their jab, any hooks or other punches that they were planning to throw in that combination afterwards just aren't going to hit because they haven't brought themselves close enough to reach me. You need to practice your jab entry over and over and over. It's my favorite way to get close enough to hit people and to cover them up at the same time. This should be a staple in your fighting arsenal. However much I step my left foot, I need to step my right foot, and that has to be something that happens without having to think about it. So this is 12 inches, this is 12 inches, boom, boom. And now here I am, I'm still in my stance. It's the same thing. And the quicker I can bring this foot in, the quicker I can throw additional attacks, step, step. So when I was taking that example step, I made it a point to really hit my foot into the ground twice to show that it's a step. It's actually not a drag, even though I might refer to it sometimes as a step and a drag. The drag just refers to your back leg moving in to keep up with the front leg. So it's not this, it's step, step. Now there are times when my back leg drags behind me, but that's just because I'm not perfect, despite the handsome looks. In a perfect world, there would be no friction between my foot and the ground. It would make me faster, and it would certainly save some energy. Okay, so the first monster setup I have for you is a jab left hook. You can take the jab left hook to the head, but I like it to the body because once you've hit the guy in the face with the jab, his hands are going to go up to protect himself, maybe thinking another jab is coming or another punch to the head is coming, and that exposes his body. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to step onto my front toe to jab, but I'm going to bounce immediately off of that toe and drop my right shoulder forward on my second step. Boom. Then I bring my right foot with me. Boom. So it's step, step, step. Step, step, step. Step, step, step. Step, step, step. Okay, so I pop him in the face. Boom, boom. And I bring my back foot with me. Don't let that first jab step stay on the ground for more than an instant. You want to bounce off of that thing and immediately get into your hook entry because that's what's going to get you close. Hook's a short punch, you got to get in. Pretend that the ground is really hot or something. Now, just like I've said a number of times, you make sure you're high on your toe when you're in here. So after I've jab stepped and dragged, I'm on my toe. Boom, now I can really pivot. Now I either need to get out, or I need to change my angle, or I need to throw additional strikes. Whatever you prefer. Getting in is the hard part. Now it's time to crush this guy with every bit of hook power that your body can possibly generate. Now would probably be a good time to watch the hook video if you haven't watched it already, because you're going to want to kill this guy with the punch now that you've gotten in this close. So the next big setup can be done using a jab or a double jab. It doesn't matter. I like the single jab, and I like to lead off a fight with this one just because it's really unsuspected at the time and it hits quickly. So it's going to be a jab and a right roundhouse. Now when you jab, boom, make sure you're super high on your toe, and then you're just going to bring your heel forward for that pivot. Bam, for the roundhouse. So done up to speed, boom, boom. Okay, and then you step back or do what you ever have to do to exit your roundhouse. Now this is one of those setups that stuck with me because it was used on me with great success. My buddy George Sullivan, as soon as we started a sparring round, it was the first thing he did. Like a half a second after we touched gloves, boom, bam. He just threw the jab, ripped the roundhouse low before we got into any type of rhythm, before we got any type of concept of each other's distancing, it was the first thing he did, and as a result, I was utterly unprepared. I added this to my own personal fight strategy, and now I throw this a lot of times as the first attack in any fight. Don't tell anybody.
Here's that one on the heavy bag. So jab, pivot, roundhouse, exit. Jab, boom. A little faster, and I'm out. And I'm out. So the cool thing about that combo is it really scrambles people's brains. Number one, you just snap them in the face with a jab, and then you come with a vicious kick to the thigh. Now, if you haven't seen the roundhouse video, watch it, because I give you the secret to absolutely ending the fight with one kick to the leg.
Look, I use these two strike combinations in virtually every single fight because they're reasonably low risk and they're fast. You're in and you're out, and I use them to set up each other. For example, throw a jab, roundhouse. Throw a jab, roundhouse. If the guy is smart, maybe he's going to block a jab and then shield the roundhouse, but that's when you come in with a jab hook. If I'm lucky, he's trying to shield the roundhouse and he's on one foot, and then I crush him in the face with my hook. Not everything works out so perfectly, but the more of these short, effective, and powerful combinations you have, the more success you're gonna have in a fight.
Yeah, so that's how you bring your base in to throw more power shots, and how you throw two big old setups using the jab. Check out more videos, howtofightnow.com, and I'll see you around.